Hi, my beautiful brothers and sisters. This is Mary Hernandez with Genesis Kingdom, part 5, I believe. And the only reason why I did is because I wanted to finish the whole Proverbs series about the heart-led pathway to hell. And you know what? I want you to know that this just doesn't apply to the sons. This applies to the daughters because they were also making gods, and playing harlot to them, and that also tells you on there. Since when are you going to be deceived and keep? Who do you think they were talking to you? Who do you think they were talking to? And say, when are you going to stop making other gods? The men were making themselves God. So who do you think they were talking to? The daughters. By the way, this is Mary Hernandez. This is Genesis Kingdom, Women's Covet, part 5. I think it's part 5. Anyways. Who do you think they were talking to when they said that? They said you're making idols. You're going and making idols to other gods. When are you going to stop being delusional? They were talking to the daughters because the daughters were making the men gods, and they were keeping you from your inheritance. And then the men as well that were in a covet with their wives chose the harlot one, and that was a pathway to hell. And they were also being deceived. They might have thought they had it like that, like, hey, we could get all these women. No, they followed Satan and Satan throw them. And it tells you in the Bible, Balaam said, go throw yourself at them, because it was to stop the covet. That's what they've always done for a lot of centuries. And the men thought it was about them, and it wasn't. It wasn't. They worship Baal. That's who they serve. And that's who sent them to them. So they did what their master had told them, because that's who they love. That's who they serve. I love my Father Jehovah. I love my Mother God. That's who I serve. They're that committed. When I first started praying, I remember I was praying like in the bed or sitting up. And I don't remember which pastor it was. And she said, what are you doing? The harlots, the Satan's, angels. I don't know why they call them angels, but they do. The fallen angels, they said they drop to their knees and they're idolizing and they're doing witchcraft. They do that. Well, what are you doing? So ever since I heard her say that, I dropped to my knees. Yeah, there's sometimes that, I'm kneeling and I lean too much, or I sit up and I pray, or whether I'm sitting there or even on the table. I talk to him all the time. I always have all my life, but more now than ever. Everything, I tell him how I feel and everything. I don't lie. Sometimes I say things and I have to rebuke me for saying that. And the Holy Spirit corrects you, But I just wanted to finish up. So I'm going to start off with Proverbs 6, Bible verse 4. But, I always read all of it anyways. But it says, deliver thyself as roe from the hand of the hunter, as a bird from the hands of the fowler. Go to the ant, thou sluggard, consider her ways, and be wise. Give having no guide, overseer, or ruler, provideth her meat in the summer, and gathered her food in the harvest. How long wilt thou sleepest, O sluggard? When wilt thou arise out of thy sleep? Yet a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding, and the hands to sleep. So shall thy poverty come as one that travelleth, and they want as and are men. A naughty person, a wicked man. A walketh with forward mouth, he winketh with his eyes, and speaketh his feet. He teacheth with his fingers. He forward is his heart, and deviseth mischief continually, and he soweth discord. This is talking to the daughters as well. Therefore shall the calamity come suddenly, and suddenly he will be broken without remedy. The 6 things doeth the Lord hate, 7 abomination unto him: a proud look, a lying tongue, hands that shed innocent blood, a heart, a divisive wicked imaginations, feet that swift in the running to mischief, a false witness that speaketh lies, that he soweth the discord among the brethren. My son, keep thy father's commandment, and forsake not thy law of thy mother. Bind them continually upon thine heart, and tie them about thy neck, that thou goest, and they lead thee, and thou sleepest, and thou shalt keep thee. But when thou awakest, thou shalt talk with thee. And the commandments is the lamp of the law is the light. And it reproves the instructions are the way of life. You want to live the 10 commandments. What did it say to daughter Israel? It said, follow my commandments and live. And this is in Amos 5. Seek my commandments and live. Repent. Do not go back to Bethel. Remember, Bethel is by what? Ai. Where's Ai? Those are the ungodly kings. And that's also in there, in Amos. For thy commandments is a lamp, and the law is the light, to reproof of the instructions of the way of life. To keep thee from evil, to keep thee from the evil woman, from the flattering of the tongue of a strange woman. Remember, what did it say? Sometimes it will bring strange fire. That means that we're bringing somebody from a pagan world and asking God to bless it. And he said, are you kidding me? She said, are you kidding me? You really want me to bless the darkness? They might have thought they were getting away with it for a little bit, but God works in mysterious ways. It's almost everything's a plot twist. Everything's a testing. Everything, sorry. And you see what happened to Job. And Job hadn't done nothing. And Job said, I have done nothing. I did sins when I was a young man, but I have since then repented. But everything was a testing. And we failed. We fell miserable. To keep thee from an evil woman, from flattering of the tongue of a strange woman. Lust not after her beauty in thine heart, neither let her take thee from her eyelids, for thy by means of a whorish woman. A man that is brought to pieces and bred of an adulteress will hunt for the precious life, because they do. And especially when you're starting to walk away from sin, you're fresh meat to them. Satan sits there and go and get them. He was saying that for the people that were coming after me. He was telling them, bring her soul to me, because I had purified myself. So they're going to throw everything your way to make you fall into temptation. So they're fighting for your soul. And it tells you on there, you might see it as a joke, and it isn't. Why do you think they're so dedicated? Because they get paid. They get paid to keep you in sin. They might think it's love, and they might make it look like it's love. No, they're getting paid. Wake up, and they call it a tanda or danda, and they put a bit of money, and they start the jackpot at $100. At $100, I think she won 3,000 or 4,000. My roommate, and I remember when I told you guys that I asked Easy to help me pay her rent because she was $100 short, and she kept saying that. Well, I jumped right into it, and I asked him, and Easy right away, my ex-husband helped me. But I was supposed to be content and wait for God to do it. And I learned that, so I had to repeat that season, and they were all happy celebrating. She even went and bought a car with it. They get paid. Because then that means I went for men to do it, and I didn't wait for God to bless it and made it happen for her. And you learn. I learned the devices. So I didn't have to repeat seasons, and there's seasons that I had to repeat. I was like, oh my goodness. So I'm so tired of them. It says, can one go up in hot coals and his feet not be burned? So he had goeth to his neighbor and his wife, but whosoever toucheth her shall not be innocent. Man do not despise a thief, but he stealeth to satisfy his soul when he is hungry. They need souls, and they start getting weak as they start losing souls. They're losing souls as you turned away from evil wickedness, from the whorish way, and come back in a covenant with our Father and our Mother God. The 10 Commandments. And they start losing strength. They're losing people. They're getting mad. They're sitting there saying, man, what is this woman up to? I heard there's a man in Kentucky. I think that's what they had said. That he's praying also. And they're saying, man, they won't stop praying. They won't stop praying. It bugs them when you pray. It bugs them when you pray. It bugs them as they're losing souls. This is true. This is really what's going on in this world right now. This is not about a marriage, a man and a man going back and forth between a woman, because honestly, we don't need him. God said, if he don't want to do it, I'll have somebody else to do it. If she don't want to do it, I'll get somebody that will do it. Don't think for a minute that we're not dispensable, because we are. He will get it done. What heaven started, heaven will finish, and hell will never prevail. So for them to even be like, well, I don't know if I want to, it wasn't for them to pick. It never was. God chose him as much as he chose me. And if at any minute I thought I was better than that and I didn't want to do God's will, did I put in my petition? Of course I did. I petitioned the courts of heaven. It got denied. My degree got denied. But you know what? It didn't hurt to try, you know. But I'm just saying that at any time, don't think that you're not replaceable, you men or you women, because you are. But that's what Satan wants you to do. They don't want you to finish your course. They don't want you to come into your covenant marriage, into your kingdom, royal leadership, nothing. Nothing. They want you to have nothing. They want your soul and perish there in hell. That's their mission. It says, can one go up in hot coals and his feet not be burned? Can you really mess with fire and think you're not going to get burned? Absolutely you are. So he that goeth into his neighbor's wife, and whosoever toucheth her shall not be innocent. Man, do not despise a thief, for he stealeth to satisfy his soul when he is hungry. But if he be found, that he should also restore sevenfold, that he shall give all the substance to his house. But whosoever committeth adultery with a woman lacketh understanding, that he that doeth destroy his own soul. The men have consequences just like the woman. Don't think that a man gets a free pass. They think they do, but that's what hell wants you to believe. But you don't. You're just as guilty as a woman as she was sinning. She's an adulterous woman, you're an adulterous man. You don't get no free pass. It says a wound of dishonor shall he get, and he that reproach shall not be wiped away. For jealousy is a rage of a man, therefore he will not spare the day of vengeance, and he will not regard any ransom, but neither will he rest content through those that give us many gifts. My son, this is Proverbs 7. My son, keep my words. Lay up my commandments with thee. Keep my commandments and live. Keep my commandments and live. Proverbs 7. It says, and my law as the apple of thine eye. I always said I'm the apple of his eye. But so are you. But I just say that. I own that revelation by faith. You know, bind them upon thy fingers. Write them upon thy table in thine heart. Sister, and call under, let me read that again. Bind them upon thy fingers, write them upon the table of thine heart. That means the 10 Commandments. Write them down, sew them down. It says, say unto wisdom. It says, say unto wisdom, thou art my sister. And call understanding thy kinswoman. That is Proverbs 7:4. It's on there. Wisdom is the next kinswoman. It's a kinship, the woman's kinship. It says, say unto wisdom, thou art my sister, and call understanding thy kinswoman, that they may keep thee from a strange woman, from the stranger which flattereth with her words. For the window of my house I look through my casement, and behold, among the simple ones I discern among thy youth a young man void understanding passes through the street near her corner. She's in the corner. He went thy way of her house in the twilight, in the evening, in the black and in the dark night. And behold, there he met a woman with an attire of a harlot, subtle to the heart. She is loud and stubborn. Her feet abide not in her house, but she is without now in the streets, and lied in wait for every corner. So she caught him and kissed him, and with the impudent face unto him, I have peace offering with me. This day I pay my vows. Therefore I come forth to meet thee diligently, to seek thy face, that I have found thee. I have decked my bed with covering of tapestry, carved the works of fine linen in Egypt. I have perfumed my bed with myrrh and aloes and cinnamon. Come and let us make our fill with our love until the morning. Let us solace ourselves with love. For the good man is not at home, that he is gone in the long journey, meaning her husband, that he had taken a bag of money with him, and he will come up home the day appointed. With her much fair speech she caused him to yield. With the flattering of her lips she forced him. He goeth after her straightway, as an ox goeth and slaughter, as a fool the corrections of her stalks, until the darts strike through his liver, and a bird that hasteth the snare, and knowing not that it is his life, she took it. She took his soul. He lost it. Hearken unto me now, therefore, O ye children, attend to the words of my mouth. Let not thine heart declare her ways are not astray in her path. She has cast down many wounded, and many strong men have been slain by her. Her house is the way to hell, going down to the chambers of death. And they think that the woman wanted him so much. No, she keeps him there. She keeps him there because she's assigned by evil to keep him there so he doesn't come in his covet. And he thinks it's love, but she lies pretty good. It tells you all in there. That's to keep you, all of you, man and woman, all this world leaders, king leadership, everybody, people in high places, people in low places. You think you see this harlot, and she's a pathway to hell. She's a demon. She doesn't even look like the way she does. You might look at her and be like, wow, she is beautiful. I want that. Yeah, that's what they want. They say, come here. Flattering lips and flashes her eyes. But that's a pathway to hell. She pierces you. You die. And that's in there. People think this is the harlot. Babylon. It tells you all in there. That's who's fighting the daughters to not come unto the throne. But the Father said, that's why I have to preach the word to you. I have to preach the truth. That's who's keeping you from there, so you continue living that lie and you don't come into your covenant. And they still continue to roam around. Satan continues to roam around, but that is being dethroned. That's why I continue have to preach to you. That's who's fighting your birthrights. And you're hanging out with her out there like she's your best friend. She's lying to you. She's lying to him. Because she wants you to stay down there. And you will, as long as you continue feeding the lies that she's giving you, that he's giving you. Because it's both of them. Wisdom had built her house, that she had held down her 7 pillars. This is Proverbs 9. She had killed her beast. She had mangled her wine, and she had also furnished her table. She sent her in her maidens, and she cried upon the high places of the city. Who is simple, let him turn hither. For him that wanteth understanding, that she said to him, come and eat my bread, which means the Bible, and drink of the wine which I have mingled. Forsake the foolish and live, and go thy way of understanding. And this is them telling them. They think it's so much. Why do you think I prayed for my husband? I said, hell, you cannot have them. Israel's kids, no, you cannot have them. Because they had you fooled. And believing they're your friends, they care for you. And it's her, and it's her. Her is trying to get you back where you need to get. That you don't belong out there. But they don't have you believing that. They want you to think that it's me. I'm up here and you're down here. No, brothers and sisters, you're up here with us too. And you continue to settle for the less things of life. Keep drinking that Cola. Keep believing that lie. Forsake the foolish and live, and go thy way of understanding. He that reproveth a scorner getteth himself shame, and he rebuke a wicked man getteth himself a blot. It says, reprove not a scorner, but at least he hate. Rebuke a wise man, and he will love thee. Give instructions to a wise man, and he will yet be wiser. Teach and just a man, that he will increase the learning. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. The knowledge of the holy is understanding. For by me in thy days you shall multiply. The years of thy life shall be increased. And thou wilt be wise, and thou shalt be wise. Thyself be the scorners, thou alone shalt bear it. Foolish woman is clamorous, and she is simple, knowing nothing. And I will post it. Read the rest of it. Proverbs 9. And my Father loves you. You have a wonderful night. Happy Sabbath day.